What's up, guys? Here I am with what's going to be my fourth week battle for Cell. I'm going up against Ben. I'm just waiting for him to accept the challenge now. Shouldn't be long. While I do, I might as well look at the team. I've got a Slowbro who's got a bit of an interesting set. Foul Play, Slack Off, Scald, and Trick Room. And the reason it's this set is because I was pretty worried about Gyarados, which we see doesn't come. And Trick Room would have made sure I could safely beat it if it Dragon Danced up. So I'm going to have a little bit of instant regret here because I was debating between Foul Play and Trick Room. Well, Trick Room specifically, or Signal Beam. Seeing Celebi, I'm going to wish I had Signal Beam. I think I'm pretty good to just lead off with Kyurem here. Just because I don't want to let Thundurus put pressure on anything else. Thundurus has a chance to be a little bit annoying, but that's why we have the interesting Kyurem set we do, which is Assault Vest with Roost and Fling. And that's because this thing's built to come in on Celebi the whole time, no problem. I thought against him both AV and Assault Vest. I mean, both Assault Vest and Leftovers with Roost were good. And I thought that if the only moves I really need to hit his team are Ice Beam and Earth Power, so I could run a set like this, which gives me the option to do either have the Roost or the Assault Vest. I usually play it pretty safe at the start of the battle, but here I'm just going to click Earth Power, predicting Klefki to try to come in. It's just so obvious to me. We see him U-turn, and I'm going to guess probably to the Klefki. He might be trying to calc the U-turn damage to see what Kyurem is. Yep, he does go into the Klefki. That's not a shock at all. We see it's got Leftovers. I don't really want to get Thunder Wave, but I also don't really want Zapdos to get Poison, so... or let him set up spikes either, so I'm just going to click Earth Power again. Oh, there we go, he shows the Magnet Rise, good for him there. I think my play here is just to go into the Pelipper. Or I could go into Zapdos. I think I'm going to go into Zapdos. I can defog things away and then I can U-turn and get Pelipper in. And it also doesn't take the risk of Pelipper getting Thunder Waved right away. We're going to probably see here what his status move is because he probably wants to get a status off on this Kyurem. It's pretty good against him in this game. Where spikes aren't that big of a deal. From what he can see, I have Kabutops, Zapdos, and Pelipper, all of which can have hazard control. He's thinking pretty hard about this turn. I'm not overly certain why. He might be thinking about if he wants to spike up or status, and he just spikes up. That's fine. And here I'm just going to click Defog first, then I'm going to click U-turn. The set on Zapdos is kind of funky. It's just built to get me some momentum. I could have thrown more attacking moves, but Zapdos was never really going to be dealing out a lot of damage, and it had more value to me as a pivot. Him not going for Thunder Wave right away there makes me think he may not have it. Perhaps not Toxic either, but you would think he'd have one of the two. Might as well go back to the stats and look at him while he's thinking. I've got a Scarf Pelipper with Defog and 3 attacks. Um, I Zapdos is the main defogger, but I thought it let me play a little bit more aggressive with Zapdos, and I'm probably not clicking it on Pelipper, but it's nice to have it for an emergency. You get some second layer of spikes, and now I'm just going to U-turn out. And we're going to send out Pelipper and throw off some Scalds. See what he wants to do about that. He just throws off spikes. That's fine. Get rid of this stupid little thing, and then we'll be able to defog later. And oh, he does show the Thunder Wave, and then he gets the full pair, which really sucks, but oh well. We got rid of that thing. I'm going to be able to defog later. We see Thundurus come out here. I'm going to try and go into Zapdos right now. We got Zapdos specially defensive. If it this is one of the Pokemon it helps with. Although I do have quite a bit of pressure to defog. It's going to be annoying if he plots here. He does, and that's nice. I'm just going to roost up safely here. Whirlwind is here because of this thing. If it tries to plot up, I can just get rid of it. I don't know what he can really do aside from plot up here that would stop me from being able to defog. His whole team in general has a hard time putting pressure on Zapdos. Based on him just going for Thunderbolt, that might be a sign that he's probably Scarf. He goes for his plot, that's fine. I'm just going to Whirlwind it out. Let's hope we get Hydreigon. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. That's going to make it hard for us to get rid of the hazards. Damn. We've not been getting the best luck in this game, but that's just the way it goes. I think I have to go Pelipper here. He goes for Dark Pulse and crits, which didn't matter so much. Here I could just go for my Z move on Kabutops. I could also go Buzzwole and collect Leech Life. I think I'm going to go Kabutops and just try to put some pressure on him. And go for the spin out. He can't really switch in on this. He might try to go Celebi, predicting a superpower here. This has a chance to be a pretty instrumental turn for the battle. If I get rid of the Mudsdale and weaken Thundurus, I should be able to just click Leech Life and end the game. Otherwise, just clicking Ice Punch looks pretty good, so Buzzwole along with Kabutops are going to be the keys for this battle. And I believe I EV'd Kabutops to be faster than... Was it Scarf Thundurus? I think it was Scarf Thunderous I EV'd it to be faster then. So it will be faster than Hydreigon too. He goes into Celebi, and yep, it's gonna take the Savage Spin out and die. It's not the greatest actually. Celebi, it's never a big problem, and it could have given Zapdos a chance to defog, but we'll see what he wants to do here. He probably has to go into either Mudsdale or Gallade. He doesn't deal with Kabutops very well. He's thinking about it. We'll see Mudsdale come out, and I'm just going to click Waterfall. And we see the Pasho Berry, which is pretty interesting. And we get the Flinch, which sucks, but I don't... Yeah, and he also got the Para. If it did KO us, we would have been able to go into Zapdos and defog, and then ultimately we would have been able to bring in Kyurem and KO it, and we're just going to bring in Zapdos now because I want to get rid of those spikes. See what he wants to do here, probably rest up, I'm guessing. Either way, I'll just be able to get in Slowbro. We'll see the Toxic. And I think here's where I just click Whirlwind. Because if I U-turn, I'll let him hit something else, or potentially I'd have to decide between Kyurem or Buzzwole, and that it's easier for me to just click Whirlwind here. Zapdos, it's done its job, it got rid of the hazards. And I'm just looking to win this game with Buzzwole. It's going to pretty much beat everything but this thing if I get the right chip and the right opportunities on it. And I've got Kyurem if this thing ever becomes annoying. This may be our first battle, whichever goes into the late game, because the other ones we more so kind of coasted to the end. I'm not so sure what he's thinking about right now. Did we finish looking over all the sets? I don't think so. Well, you saw the Kabutops. Buginium ZXs are with 4 attacks. It just had real good coverage for his whole team. And we've got this kind of Buzzwole Adamant Scarf. See what he does. He gets up his rocks. And I just click Whirlwind. I'm never letting this set up. And I think here I just go into Slowbro. I think that's my play. It's nice to have Zapdos in the back as a sack. I'm pretty sure based on Hydreigon's crit taking out Pelipper that it's spec, so I should be good for Buzzwole outspeeding that. And he Swords Dances up. This man's setup knows no bounds, and we'll see if Foul Play actually does some good here even without Gyarados. And for the first time we're going to see Slowbro Mega Evolve because I need to be able to take this hit. He could try to set up with Thunderous on this, but then Trick Room has the potential to actually have some use if he's Dual Dance, which is interesting. It would be funny if this unique set worked out just completely not in the way it was intended to. He goes for Thunder Punch, and we take that. We throw off a foul play, and we put him in range of Ice Punch, which is nice. Now I sack Zapdos. Goodbye. I'm gonna go here and click. Oh, I thought I had Ice Punch. I didn't. Oops. Well, I'm just gonna click Leech Life here. I'm gonna get the KO there. He's gonna go into Thunderous. This may come down to having to land a Stone Edge, which would be pretty nerve-wracking. Singing, but I'm pretty sure he's just gonna go into Thunderous. He knows I'm Scarf because I brought it out on the Glade. I brought the Thunder Punch over the Ice Punch for Gyarados. I'm just so used to always having Ice Punch on this Mon, that's why I made that mistake. Still thinking. Yeah, I think my play is just to go into Slowbro, so if he tries to Dual Dance, I can click Trick Room. He goes for Nasty Plot. I'm going to click Trick Room here. Now, here's a bit of a dilemma. Because if he's pummeling, then I think he has a chance to get me. And I know Stone Edge is going to knock it out, so I think I have to click Stone Edge. Which is not fully accurate, as any of you have ever used it before? No. So this is a little bit of an intense moment here. This play here might be to sack Glade. See what he does. Suspense is killing me. If I just want to see if this goddamn move's gonna land. There we go. Crit did not matter. 414 attack. And now I should be able to win by clicking Leech Life. I go hard Kiramir. He goes for Fire Blast, which is interesting, and I'm just going to click Ice Beam here. I assume he's just going to sack Glade here. I kind of wish I had the opportunity to fling this. Is this I was a little bit excited about. I think with the team matchup, though, it was just nice to keep the Assault Vest on this. I'm gonna have to make sure to ask him after the battle if the Thunderous was pummeling. I wonder what he's thinking about. But I think there's not really a scenario where I lose this right here. I got the Jeopardy music going on in my head right now. Well, I gotta fill the silence somehow, and I've run out of things to talk about. Fun fact, Colonel Sanders' name was Harlan Sanders. He was not a colonel in the military, but an honorary colonel of the state of Kentucky, which is an award they give to important people from the state. He actually, people say that he wasn't in the military, but that's not actually true. He lied to get into the military at too young of an age, and they honorably discharged him when they found out. Well, I even running out of Colonel Sanders fun facts waiting for this turn. Whew. So how about that weather, huh? It's getting warm. And finally he clicks Fire Blast, and we're just going to click Ice Beam and KO it. It misses, but didn't matter. I'm going to say GG, that was our best battle of the season. No doubt. And here we're going to end it with Buzzwole. And we get our choice of these three moves. I'm gonna hit him with a Leech Life. And that'll wrap it up. And we'll take home the 1-0 victory. And that's gonna wrap it up. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good night.